Okay, everyone, let's try this. Here we go. They didn't get that, by the way.
Hello and welcome to the show. Hope you will join us here every Sunday at 4 p.m. And we are live on Google Plus. If you are seeing this, then you already know that. My partner in crime here, Tim, he's at the board. You don't see him.
I'm here.
He's there. And we have a special guest in the studio today. I'm your host, Brian Mallard. We do this every Sunday. So we're rolling now. We're live. We're giving people a chance to navigate their way here. I do want to ask, while people are dialing in, our special guest, who is Matt Austin, who I will officially introduce shortly. What was his favorite part of the debate?
That was a debate.
I really enjoyed Tim's commentary on the debate. I followed Tim Childry on Facebook, and he was splitting my sides.
It was hilarious. Now, one moment, folks. Tim is telling me something.
No, I told you guys go ahead. I'm going to post this link so everybody can get to it.
Gotcha. The link is being posted. Now, let's talk a little bit. Tim actually has, and he's the one that's off camera, you don't really see, but Tim has a wonderful sense of humor, and it's just hilarious to follow his page. And his commentary on the debate. I saw some of that, Matt, and I was cracking up. I was outside,
I stole it, ladies and gentlemen. I actually stole it.
What was it?
It
Rubio?
was actually a live stream CBS was doing, and they had the tweets coming from everyone. Oh, there's some hilarious tweets. I just had to.
Rubio yells at Cruz, who yells at Trump, who yells at Bush, who yells at Trump, who yells back at Bush again and again and again.
If you haven't seen WWE, you saw it last night in its finest form.
Yeah, WWE, the Washington edition.
WWF. Was it EF?
It's E now.
G. I can't. That's right. World Wildlife Federation got them. That's right. You're right.
But speaking of that, my favorite T-shirt design that I've seen lately is it's the WWF. It's the World Wildlife Federation logo.
Uh-huh.
It's two pandas. One has a steel chair. WWF.
That's awesome.
One of my.
Yeah, guys, you can tell we're from the South. We love wrestling over here.
Interestingly enough, of the three of us, I am absolutely not a wrestling fan. Actually, not a sports fan of any kind. I hear that there are sports, and it happens a lot, but that's the extent of what I can tell you.
I think Brian's post during the Super Bowl Sunday was, "Congratulations! I hope your sport team wins." Like, all right, I'll just be here to watch the commercials and the halftime show.
Now, I will say that I understand, and I've never watched the Super Bowl, so I don't know what their commercials are like. However, I understand that their commercials are like really, really amazing.
And it's not as funny now as it used to be, but Bud Light used to have the funniest. Budweiser and Bud Light used to have the funniest commercials, and now it's kind of come around to Doritos having the best commercials. And it's kind of where they make their world debut on all these kind of things, and
then they'll play for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and then they play for the rest of the year, and then they wait for the Super Bowl. And I think, who was it? I saw somewhere that some company paid like $8 million or $5 million for a 30-second spot during the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And then you've got local companies like PTAP putting out commercials, and I don't know how they afford it. Not saying that PTAP's not successful, but, a company here in Columbus.
Yeah. On the Super Bowl.
Primetime TV.
Wow.
For a 30 or 45-second spot.
Well,
Yeah.
Pete, my hat is off to you because you are doing well.
They are definitely selling a lot of local spots more these days around the country. And I thought that was pretty interesting. It truly is. It gives a lot of these smaller businesses a chance to hit a major market.
Now, folks, this is the show, and we have about to introduce our guest. Our laptop died, so you can hit me up on my own Facebook page or on the show Facebook page. to send in questions or anything that you might have to ask that you would like answered. I am monitoring the show's Facebook page, so hit us up if you want to hear anything.
And also, if any of you guys happen to catch this, hey, you're already on YouTube, but if you wanted to share with anybody else, you can get the link. It should be up on Facebook, on my own personal page. Also should be up on the show page, Twitter, and a plethora. I love using that word. A plethora of social media sites. But please come and join us. Brian, in the meantime, is going to go and try to get that link up.
And I dropped the ball. I didn't do anything with the link.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I did last week. So scroll back a week and you'll find it.
And speaking of last week, I want to take time right here, guys, to apologize. I truly do. I got ill in the middle of the broadcast last week and, felt kind of bad about that. But hey, it's a week later. We're looking in the windshield. We're not going to look in the rearview mirror, and we're just going to drive ahead. So
I think a really good thing to look at starting about now is Matt himself, who has graced us with his presence again. Let me go ahead and introduce you. This is Matt Austin of the Matt Austin Band. And so, Matt, say hello to everybody.
There is no grace, but hello.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
I was born in Montgomery, moved to Phoenix City when I was 3, and have lived there ever since. Did a short stint up in Chattanooga when I went to college, but that was about 6 months, and I'm back home.
Wow. So you've been around here. Now, were your parents musical at all?
My mom played flute. She was a drum majorette in the band. My dad was not musical at all. He was the athlete of the family, in a way. So I inherited both of those.
So you're athletic. Do you play stuff?
The radio. And no, I played all sports in high school except football. Once I got into high school, junior high school, I played football and everything. But going into high school, I actually did more cross country, soccer, more endurance sports than anything. And some pick up basketball here and there.
That's cool. Now, these days you pretty much just play a stage, right?
Right.
Well, that's cool. Tell me a little bit about how you got into music.
When I was in high school, I had some friends that were doing the music thing, and I was like, that'd be really cool. I want to try to get some ladies. And so I tried drums, and it didn't work. And come graduation time, I said, hey, Mom, I think I want to get a guitar. And she said, okay, let's look around a little bit. And I actually got one. And ever since then, it's just been something I've enjoyed doing. And I've been blessed to be as successful as I am at it.
So tell me a little bit about your education on guitar. Like, did you take formal lessons or you just listen to the radio? I
did not take any. Well, I've taken one lesson with Evan Collins, and it was a bass lesson because I bought a bass from Gorilla, and they do offer free lessons. And that was probably 5 or 6 years ago. That was my main staple then. I wasn't really playing too much guitar at that time, 6-string wise. I was playing a 4-string bass, and I was still green at that point, and really needed to learn some different ins and outs of, different techniques and all that kind of stuff. And that's where that came from. As far as a 6-string lesson goes, no lessons at all.
Well, you're definitely pulling it off.
Thank you. I'm a good actor.
Very good. Now, you do a lot of country music, and you do a lot of covers. In fact, I just recently attended one of your shows, and it was a fantastic job. As you,
I appreciate it.
Who played with you? Kurt Richardson?
Kurt Richardson on lead guitar, Kenny Lewis on bass guitar, and Blake Pike lives in Opelika on Banging the Skins on drums.
And it was a very good show and great stuff that you would like to see. So go and check out Matt. We'll get to some of his dates coming up shortly. Now, do you write any?
I do. Not as often as I could or should. I've got 2 originals. One of them will actually be performed today.
Very cool.
And you will get to hear it. I don't know if many people have heard it. And I need to actually get in the studio and get that one recorded. But aside from that point, I would like to sit down and write more often than I do. And that's just my own
personal goal.
Right. Exactly.
And you're now, since have you been a front man for a long time, or have you just recently started this up?
I spent a lot of time not as a frontman, but behind the scenes playing bass.
Right.
As a supporting cast, I guess would be the
supporting role.
would be the term. Exactly. And just in the last year have started branching out, doing acoustic, and actually happened upon a great group of musicians
Oh yeah.
that, are willing to support me
Right.
the way they do. And they're what make the show fun to play. They're the people that make it fun to watch. They're the ones that make it sound great.
And fantastic folks too. Kenny Lewis did a great job, and well, they all did a great job. And Kurt is so funny to watch.
He's a goofy man, but he knows what he's doing. He finds ways around that guitar that I didn't know existed.
Right.
He finds ways around a guitar that people find around New York City that you never would have thought you could have get to, and he knows the ways in and out, forwards and backwards. Could probably flip the guitar over and play it with his left hand instead of his right.
Right. He's amazing. He really is amazing.
He's got more musical ability in his big toe than I have in my.
Now, your songs, the two that you did write, what were they about?
One of them was I had an issue trying to find a song for me and my mom to dance to at my wedding in September, and that's actually what I wrote about. Was it was kind of a way to say thank you for everything that she's done for me, all the support she's given me, and it was I really don't know what I want to do, and then all of a sudden I sat down, picked my guitar up, and in 30 minutes had the song from start to finish.
Wow.
And it was in the studio that weekend to record it. The other one, the one you hear today, you will hear today. Let me learn how to talk real quick. Was a song I wrote, and I'm not a big poetry reader, but it was actually a poem that popped up on my news feed one day, and I said, that'd make a really cool song. And I sat down again about 45 minutes to an hour and had everything nailed down.
That's cool. That's very cool. Now, going forward, the thing that I know that everybody is probably jumping at the bits for is, where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/Matt Austin Country, MattAustinCountry.com, Instagram at Matt Austin Country. And then I start getting weird when you get to YouTube and Twitter. It's MattHewStic, Matthew Stick, and Matthew Stick 2.
And where will you be playing? I know that you pretty much have a cot at Wild Wing.
Yes. People at Wild Wing really take care of me. Ted down there is one of the greatest people. He had me come out one night, and 2 days later I was back, and then was like, we're going to keep you here, at least once or twice a month. I said, I'm fine with that. Keep me busy. And now he actually just called me a few minutes ago, and I will be there tonight and tomorrow and the 22nd. Going forward, March 4th with the band, and then the 15th and the 22nd of March doing the acoustic thing again. Yeah,
and that's cool too, because you're not only like take me for instance. I play music, play rock and roll, play music a lot, but like when it comes to me really pleasing a crowd, I need a band. I just need a band. But like you've got this Wild Wing thing and some other places where you're playing acoustic, and then you've got the Matt Austin band. And you are very versatile in that you can carry it either way, which is really cool.
And that's the play. And I think that's why I decided to do country music, because with country music, it's so driven by the acoustic guitar.
Right.
And you may not hear it very often. It's it's one of those background kind of supporting instruments kind of things. But it's built around that. And because of that, I'm able to do the exact same set list that I do with the band, do it acoustic, and be able to pull it off.
And it drives the band, but you take away the guitar out of the band, and immediately everything.
There's a huge void.
Yeah, and acoustic guitar and country music go together. I forget the analogy, but
like peanut butter and jelly.
There you go, peanut butter and jelly, folks. Now, something else, somewhere I was going with. Oh yeah. What is your favorite type of country? Because there's you see the memes on Facebook all the time. If you don't know who Waylon is, you don't.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
if you know who Luke is, but you don't know Waylon, there's something wrong.
Right.
I'm more of a classic country guy. I like Alan Jackson. I like Randy Travis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take away from talent that the new country artists have, because there's plenty of it.
Right.
It's just not my favorite style of country music. I don't like bro country,
Right.
which is what people are getting into now. And if you come see me, don't expect it. There is no Florida Georgia Line. There is no Luke Bryan. Not saying they're not talented guys, just not my cup of tea.
Just not your thing. I completely understand. Do we have any questions, Tim?
No, actually, I was just sitting here playing around on social media, guys. I'm busted. No, actually, I don't. You know what? This will be my first time having the privilege to hear Matt myself, except for, of course, I know he has I won't say it again. I just want plethora of videos online. He has a lot of videos. And being from Alabama, I've always enjoyed country music. So I think it's going to be a treat. And as you said earlier, he will be out this evening and for the next couple of days. And from what he was telling us earlier, probably the entire month at Wild Wings. And we'll make sure that you guys get out there and get to see him. I think it'll be a really treat for you too.
Totally support him and indulge yourself. It definitely goes both ways. One quick thing before we go to commercial. Matt, where would you like to see yourself? Where would you like to take this?
I would like to be able to consider this a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the way the music industry is and the way the music has been around here, because of football season, because of, all the ins and outs of, all the booking and, restaurants opening and closing and bars opening and closing. There are times when it slows down. I know I was really slow throughout October, November, but soon as January hit, it was back up to full speed.
Right. And that's locally. You would like to,
right? And I'm actually looking for different places up in Auburn. Still stay in the southeast area, stay through Alabama. Maybe go up to LaGrange or West Point. All that kind of stuff up in Georgia. Like to get a foothold down in Florida. My granddad's got a condo down there, so a free trip down there and make a little money.
Hear that, Florida?
Same thing up in Gatlinburg. I'd like to get a kind of southeast circuit where I can say, okay, this weekend we're here, next weekend we're here, next weekend we're there, this weekend we're off.
You want to branch out from the Columbus market.
Right.
Understood.
Now, ultimately, would you like to be on, say, CMT?
Oh, I'd love to. I would love to. I'd love to, like I said, to make this a full-time job. And I love every second that I do. It gets stressful.
Yeah.
Having to keep a band organized, having to, book all these shows and okay, I got to call this person today. I got to call that person. But I mean, it would be awesome to be able to say, this is what I do.
And you know what I love about Matt? You can look at him and tell him he's just a country boy. I'm sorry. I'm from Alabama. You know where Dothan, Alabama's at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm from down at LA. And he's pretty real. I can tell. I like that. You just don't get that much these days.
We're gonna go to some commercials we got, but while Tim is dialing that up, let me ask Matt to share with the audience and aspiring artists of any kind out there, what advice would you give?
Stay true to yourself. Don't let it blow you up, and I try to make that a point. I'm staying pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see me, don't be afraid to talk to me. If we're at a show, and I'm on a break, don't be afraid to walk up to me. 90% of the time I'll talk to you. If I don't talk to you, it's because I'm rushing to do something else or I'm busy doing something, but I'm not just ignoring you because I want to.
Yeah, Matt's a very personable, I think the phrase they use is down to earth person, very nice. So definitely approach him at a show if you see him or on the street. Just don't stalk him or anything.
Yeah, that's weird. Don't follow me home or anything.
Right.
My wife wouldn't like that.
Hey, Tim, you got that commercial ready?
Yeah. Hey, guys.
We're going to roll that and we'll come back with a song.
Hi, I'm Catherine Childry, owner and operator of Let's Vocalize Studio Voice, located in Columbus, Georgia. For over 35 years, I've worked with choirs, groups, ensembles, and private vocalists, helping them to perfect their vocal gifts. Contact us at www.letsvocalize.com or call us at 706-536-6123. I'd like to help you offer your best gift.
The other day while talking to Grandma, she asked me something good. She asked me if I'd ever looked at my hands, and she said to really look. So I opened my palms up wide just to see what I could see. I only saw a bunch of lines, and they didn't mean much to me. She said these old hands can tell us stories, and each one is unique. Kinda like a fingerprint, mine are special to me. She said these old hands, they rocked your mom to sleep when she was just a girl. These old hands did the same for you when you were new to the world. They gave your granddad a big old hug before he headed to war. They wiped my tears when they said that he wouldn't be back no more. She pointed to a scar and said, I got this when I turned 5. Happened on a hot summer day while learning to ride my bike. These are the same hands at 49 when I say my prayer. And when you get sad, these old fingers run right through your hair. She said these old hands can tell us stories, and each one is unique. Kinda like a fingerprint, and mine are special to me. She said these old hands, they rocked your mom to sleep when she was just a girl. And these old hands did the same for you when you were new to the world. And they gave your granddad a big old hug before he headed to war. And they wiped my tears when they said that he wouldn't be back no more. She said these old hands can tell us stories, and each one is unique. Kinda like a fingerprint, and mine are special to me.
All right.
Awesome. And Matt, tell us the name of that song.
The name of that song is These Old Hands.
And
And that was the second one that I wrote.
very cool. Well, I guess this brings this edition of the show to a close. We want to thank Matt Austin for coming in and being on.
Just want to say I appreciate it more than when you guys know.
We appreciate you being here, and you're awesome job. Awesome, great talk, great interview giver,
Thanks.
and great musician. And that's a great song.
Thank you.
And let's just close this thing off real quick by saying one more time, get everything in the same box. Where can people find you, and where can they get your stuff?
Main place to find information on upcoming events, news, anything going on is on Facebook, facebook.com/MattAustinCountry or MattAustinCountry.com.
Very cool. Well, Matt, we appreciate it, and we appreciate Tim over there at the board for running this thing.
Yes, sir.
He's
Thank you,
pushing all the
Tim.
buttons.
Yeah, if you saw any mistakes, it was my fault.
Even when I stuttered, that was Tim.
Even when I messed up the chord in my song.
That was Tim.
And, I'm going to put in a cheap plug here. If you have anything to get into the show about, if you saw anything that you liked or you didn't like, hey, please get in touch with us at the show, Columbus@gmail.com. Leave us a message. Also, we are on Facebook at You Got It, the show. And really, that's all I wanted to say. I'll give it back to you.
Well, I think that's about it. You can find me at facebook.com/Brian.Mallard. And my email is brian.mallard@gmail.com. And that's about all the Brian Mallard you get for today. Until next time, we will see you for the show.